Hey everybody, this is Rennie with the 666 DevilDogs on Connery server, the massively multiplayer online first-person shooter, Planetside 2. It's free to play. Oh, somebody just knocked me inside. Terrible pilots, man, gotta love them. Anyway, this is Galaxy Training, second video for it. The first one, if you want to take a look at it, it actually covered more of the ins and outs of what I use personally, what I recommend for those rolling with Stitch, which is part of the Hammer Platoon. So anyway, check that out for the more detail on that. This video right here, we're going to focus on actual some tactics that we use, and overall just recommendations. Really, piloting, you just got to practice, get used to it. You learn the basics up front, which hopefully I'll show you some of that in this video, and the rest is just seeing what worked for you and what works for your crew that you're rolling with. So anyway, here we go. As always, reminder, first rule when piloting Galaxy, you better be an engineer and have your kick-ass glue gun. So with that said, I'm going to hop in the Galaxy. I'm on Ezimir right now. In the last video, actually, I'm recording this back to back, but in the last video, had a little bit of a mess up. We were kind of being overrun on Indar, so I didn't have the resources, and I had a friendly Galaxy decide to turn right into me, and yeah, we both blew up. So I had to hop on another continent to get some more resources, so that's why we're here. So anyway, as you can see, this is pilot seat. I've got my flares ready and everything. For me, I usually fly in third person mode. It makes it a lot easier to navigate terrain because this is one big aircraft. There we go again. Yay. Anyway, what you guys can see from the last bit I had before with what I've got started, you'll notice a big difference in piloting and maneuverability. I'm still not quite up there. I've got a couple more serve points to go until I can get the next performance rating. But anyway, I'm actually going to head over to my waypoint, which is a tower. Now the trick with Stitch, usually we like to fly low, stay as low as possible to the ground. Kind of out of sight, out of mind for those that want to lock onto you, because it's pretty easy to see a big bird in the air. Very easy to spot. Yeah, it can be a nightmare. So anyway, we fly low to the ground. Tip with if you haven't piloted before, right now for me to turn, I'm using my A and D key, the default. It's kind of crappy, as you can see. I can even tilt sideways, but I'm gonna have to move up on my mouse to make that sharper turn, which I can show you again real quick. If I want to brake real quick, keep pushing up. Kind of got to cycle the mouse a little bit. I'm sure you can hear it in the mic, but there's that. Anyway, so there's that. Tower drops. So if we're coming into a tower, the air brake, hit my space bar, and pitch up a little bit if I'm coming in too hot. That right there will help brake me a little bit quicker. I can drop the guys off if I want to land. Obviously I landed right there. Another little trick too, what you can do. Now I may be a little bit too far over on the pad, but if you circle your mouse in a counterclockwise motion while holding the control button down, you're gonna go right. If you do it clockwise, you're actually gonna shake your Galaxy left. And the reason I'm doing that is because now I am perfectly sideways, and in a tower situation where you've got your squad, you need some people to cover up top. Generally the rule of thumb is 2. This obviously is if the surrounding area isn't too heavy with other aircraft, but I'm going to hop over to my right side seat, and as you can see in my mortar, I can lob some mortars into that room. Now obviously ideally I'd be a little bit back further on the Galaxy to do that, And I'm going to lock my gal real quick. That's always another thing too. Always set to squad platoon only unless you want a bunch of puppies right away. But yeah, so I've got this. I could lob some mortars in there. Frees up more bodies from the top side to go down to the lower half to clear out that. Helps secure the lower spawns. And also help with the cap points as well. So there's a little on that. These guys are a little bit pissed off because they wanted to ride. Oh well, sorry guys. Nothing against it, just doing some training. Anyway, so yeah, that's one tactic there. Like I said, you really only do it if it's not too hot, and you really like got a few amount of guys. But it's whatever. You could also use this mortar tactic, landing on other buildings, other locations. Doesn't have to be a tower, and you can cover spawn. I've done it many times. Gone in. There's a squad or so that's defending the little outpost. We come in, land the Galaxy on the roof, or drop the guys off first, come back and circle, and then I'll land on one of the roofs somewhere near the spawn point, and I can at least cover one side, and then that frees up a body or two bodies depending on how many you generally cover for that. And there you go. So there's some tips and tricks for that. I'm gonna get back in the pilot seat right now. Hopefully be able to take off without running anybody over. Some quick stuff when you're piloting. Obviously stay low. I'm right here, perfect example why I stay in third person, because man, first person a little hard to see, and you could easily clip something and then wrap your Galaxy right around that object and blow up. That is very, very bad. Not fun to do when you got a full Galaxy of your guys. Yeah. Anyway, the only time I usually, I'm gonna avoid him. Only time I usually will fly high is if obviously you gotta climb an area because area you're getting to is high on a mountain or something like that. But even then, you try and follow the terrain as best possible. Quick thing, I've got the composite armor. I'm at level 3 right now. Very good against flak, so I can come down in. Let me swoop back around actually. But yeah, it really helps against that flak damage. You don't have to worry about it then. But needless to say, I come in real low, get to the point that I need to, pull up a little bit, drop, drop, drop. They all drop. Boom. Take off. Get going. And if you've got enemy on your tail already, you can always have your heavies lock on, deter them, take them out. Even if they got flares, usually they'll run because they don't want to get another lock on. So you can always revert back to your squad if you're in trouble and call out and have them take out the enemy that's on you. Anyway, I'm going to land her right now. A little hard landing, but it didn't take any damage, as you can see. Big difference from back in beta. You just don't do any hard landing like that, and you're at like half to maybe a quarter health, depending. But all right, some little tips and tricks. When I'm the Galaxy pilot, generally, depending on whoever's squad lead for the squad, generally I'd like to preferably call out what the squad should be doing. Always make sure your gunners are locked on. By that I mean make sure they're paying attention, not talking in your voice chat software that you use, and everybody's just like, ooh, free rod. And they need to pay attention, and they need to be able to call out, oh, I've got this locked on. General rule of thumb for the gunners, make sure they understand this. Do not fire unless fired upon, unless otherwise stated by the Galaxy pilot or the squad leader. You will give away your position, because a lot of these guys flying, they're focused on their thing, and they won't pay attention until all of a sudden they realize they got hit, and they see which direction, and then guess what? The tension's all on you. So it's a really good rule of thumb to go by. Highly recommended. The other thing too, when dropping your guys, let me avoid that little thing right there. But let's say I come around here and I want to drop them. It's generally good to have the Galaxy pilot be the one that you, as the pilot I should say, be the one that calls out the drop, because there can be communication lag. There can be people could be just slightly behind to where you're at, but you're the pilot and you tell them to drop. You know where to drop them. They drop right away, and then you can take back off again. It works really well. It doesn't mean the squad leader can't. I've got a lock on right now. Flare that shit up. And we're good. Alright, so anyway, let's say I've got enemy on me, an enemy Mossy or two. They're going around. The gunner's really trying. You're doing some evasive maneuvers, trying to, you know, go around some objects and stuff like that. Go right down some hills. You know, there are many times where I will literally dive off a cliff or swoop around to try and lose them. You'd be surprised how many other pilots can mess that up and crash themselves. The other thing too, a nice little trick, if they're coming after you, slow down a little bit. If it's just one, your gunners are trying to get them. If they're getting really close on you, which a lot of them tend to do, don't hit your spacebar and accelerate to get more speed. Just keep flying like normal. Let them get real close and then tap on your brake, lean up a little bit. More than likely, they will run right into you and blow up. And it won't do too much damage to you. Better than them staying on you and you can't shake them. So that's another trick. Another one that I like to do sometimes is they're at you, they're really on your tail, you're trying to lose them, you can't. Start going up to the ceiling. This is where I usually get in first person. I just start spinning the galaxy a little bit, rotate, but I like to climb and hit your spacebar too. You'll accelerate faster as well. Get it going. Keep climbing. Keep climbing. This allows, because it's very hard in third person, as you can see. I'm not the only one that's going to be like this. The enemy pilots are also going to look like that, and they can lose their bearing a little bit, and so they try to stay focused on you, which forces them to be directly behind you, so they're not all over the place. And by doing that, your gunners have a better chance of hitting them. And then, of course, I mean, they could do the same to you, but then, of course, just go right back down. Nosedive this. Come back down. There we go. Boom, boom, boom. Just make sure you have some type of performance thing, otherwise you're not going to make this turn going up. But you can go right like this. Come in, swoop down, boom. And there you go. And I'm back at work 8. But it's just another trick you can do. Sometimes it works really well, other times not so well. Just play with it. See what you're comfortable with. But yeah, as you can see, I kind of like to switch between first and third person. Just to see exactly where I'm going. If I got any tight turns, I'll switch it to third person as well. But yeah, another thing too is always look, after you drop your squad off, try and find another secluded place. Something to keep in mind too, if you look on your map, like where I'm at right now, if I were to hit the solar array here, drop the guys off, I can come back, the hexes go all the way north here, or I can loop back south. And I just crashed. Anyway, I'm at the end of the little training anyway. Probably should have landed before that. Yep, I know. But anyway, looking on the map, there's a lot of terrain that I can stay in the hex at, and I can land the galaxy and hide. But what that also allows is for you to still get the cap benefits of securing that base or that outpost, or like in this case, the solar array. Sometimes you can't. You really can't shake it. You've got to go recover. So you're going to go deep back into your territory. You know, hopefully find an air pad so you can ammo up and start repairing too. So sometimes it doesn't work. So being the Galaxy pilot, you know, you don't always get the glory of you know, getting all the kills, but you really do make a difference with Stitch with that. Another thing too, I've had it many times where, you know, I've piloted and I've kept the same galaxy for about 2 hours in game. You know, just kept going at it. Kept the gal alive. And there's been other times where we've literally lost a gal on each run that we've done. We've controlled the point and everything, but it's, you know, there's good gameplay out there. It just happens. So don't be afraid to rotate out your galaxy pilots and see what works best for you. Like I said, with these 2 videos that I've done for this is more of geared towards Stitch squads with the hammer platoons, and it works really well. But like I said, if you got if you've got different mission sets, you might need a speed package instead of the high G. You might want that speed one so you can do high altitude where you just buzz right over and then avoid enemy air contact altogether, hopefully. But this seems to work really well for Stitch, so hope you learned something from this. I'll try and make some more videos as the game is now live and going on. As I can get more certifications, I'll start maxing out more of this, and then I'll update you guys as to what I like most and what rolls well. So stay tuned, and happy flying.